What's up, guys? You are listening to the Touge Hour podcast. My name is Wade Best, owner of 129 Touge, and joining me are some of the area's most known individuals in the mountain pass scene. Here we discuss the presence of US 129's Touge scene and the endless changing cycle of motorsport-related news. What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 8, season 2 of the Touge Hour. We are back. Sorry about the late episode last Friday. We were on the move, and we're going to be on the move this weekend, too. We're heading to Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta with Jay's Old Track Days, which we're going to bring up and talk about. Last weekend we were down there with Battle of Barber with Jay's Old Track Days, Gridlife. We had a few people down there.
We did.
Quite a few people drifting Miatas around the track. Someone doing some gutter running, I would say.
Some would argue almost at the same time.
Yeah.
Had a rollover.
Did have a rollover. We'll talk about that. That was hilarious. But, yeah, anyways.
Funny, but, you know.
Anyways, we got a guest. We're missing Dylan. He's not here. He's at Buc-ee's being held hostage by the Beaver. And our cornbread BRZ man, Sean Wilson Smith, is also not here. This man thought it was Monday.
Tuesday.
And he's MIA right now. He's probably in a different universe. But we have a guest, Josh McQuaid. Welcome to the podcast.
How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. Glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So I brought you on that way we could talk about your weekend, because I know you had a very exciting weekend. You got to compete for the first time with Gridlife. So we'll dive into you here in just a second. Beside that, man, we have our blonde alignment man. Some say he aligns a classic Mustang every week.
Ooh,
Some say he is by far, the best looking out of all of us.
I'd say.
Yeah.
I'd agree to that, yeah.
And he's
Calling
older than
Dougie
us.
fresh for nothing.
I'll take it.
Douglas James Smith, everybody.
What's up, guys? How we doing? You guys have a good week?
I had a good week.
Yeah.
Had a good weekend.
Cool. It's been a little hot today, actually.
Yeah.
I flipped the door open or door closed at work today. Flipped the AC on. That was nice.
Mr. Bougie Man himself.
Yeah, it's bougie nowadays, man. No more.
Firestone
Yeah,
days
it's bougie
anymore.
Not the
now
city
compared
fire
to what it was.
Oh yeah, get a little bougie. Well, what it is, I usually wait for the other guys to close their door and flip their AC on. I'm like, oh, is it AC time? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, cool.
Just to clarify, when I still lived in Franklin, we had techs that would leave other shops because another shop was air conditioned.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. In the wintertime, they would quit and come back.
Oh god. Okay, I wouldn't do that.
This happened multiple times with multiple different techs where it's like, it's too hot. And they'll quit their job, move to the shop that had AC, because there's like 2 shops in town that had AC.
God.
Swap shops, and then halfway through winter, be like, all right, we'll go back because the pay was better at the other place.
I have heat, so that works out too. So I mean, I kind of have the best of both worlds.
You can stay cool and toasty in there at
I
the
can
same
do
time.
a little bit of both, man. A little bit of both.
Speaking of cool, had the Miata man down there.
That's right, Miata man, because I am still driving the Miata.
Yep, it's not blown up.
Yet.
Small claps. Good job.
That's right. Just got done putting the new splitter on it.
How many
Literally,
miles have you put on it since you...
765?
Not bad.
67?
Man's
Yeah,
been
like
driving it.
760 something.
Drives in his sleep.
I've drove it every day except one day when I had to... Actually, no, I drove it both days then, too, because I had to drive it over there to drop it off at Eurospec, and I had to go back the next day to pick it up.
It's
So
a
I've drove
utility
it.
vehicle at this point.
Yeah, I've drove it every day since I got it.
He's on the sticky ickies now.
Yeah,
Sticky
I'm on them
ickies.
sticky stones now.
Thomas Couch, everybody. Man, the myth. The splitter changing phenomenon?
Sometimes.
Time of year.
Yeah,
Put another splitter on. So
yeah.
We'll get with that here in a little bit too. And then beside me, that is probably getting ready to punch me when I bring up a topic, is our local JZilla instructor, Austin Simons.
Hey, how's it going, guys? He is definitely in punching distance right now.
Yeah, he's we're close. Like my chair is touching his chair. Actually, it's touching me.
It's very cute.
But anyways,
You're both
let
very
me
cute
bring up
together.
real quick. Doug, favorite car of the week? What was it?
I should have thought about this. Okay, go back to that. Change subject.
Oh man, we put this man on the spot.
Putting him on the spot,
It was
bro.
too.
Come
It was
on.
too quick. I honestly I haven't really been doing a lot of cool cars this week.
You hurt some people's feelings
wow.
just there.
Dang.
You definitely made
Oh,
some.
yeah.
man.
He
Well,
meant
okay,
cool.
okay.
Dude, I'll just leave
Let
right
me-
now, okay?
Let me
I'll
let me
just leave.
rephrase it. You were missing your splitter. You don't count.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
roasted.
And so he actually got a picture this time too, instead of forgetting it and then having to pull it back onto the rack.
Hey, he got a picture of my car and I didn't even notice it because I didn't even follow this man. I didn't even realize. I literally was like going through my suggested follows and I was like, Doug the alignment guy. How do I not follow him? I've known him for like
You not follow him, man. We're doing a podcast.
I literally go over and hang out with this man all the time, and it's like, oh, I don't follow this.
No, I really, when I say like not many cool cars, it's not a lot of like unique stuff that you just never see. I've been doing a lot of like Civics, G35s, G37s, Zs, stuff like that. I guess JZX90 is what I did today. I did it last week too, but like he was like, "Oh yeah, now that you did my oil change, I'm gonna come back next week and we're gonna put tires on it." And, okay, cool. So some cars I see twice a week or twice in a month or 3 times in a month because it's always like I'm changing stuff up on them, or like I did an adjustment on it and they're like, "Oh yeah, well, we're just doing this to get it down the road for a couple weeks and then I'm gonna put this, that, and the other on it and come right back." And that's the whole reason why we offer that buy one get one free package. So it works out.
That's good. That's good.
So I guess it'd be that.
I like that. The question that Mr. Simons is probably going to fight me over, I'm about to ask Josh this. How do you feel about gated shifters? What do you think? Do you like them? Do you think they're a waste of time? Do you think they're for old people that just want to hear their all mechanical noises of their clutch between shifts?
I've never used one,
Okay.
so I can't say if I like it or not like it. I feel like
Do you think you would, though?
The answer.
the S2000 has the perfect gearbox. So.
I mean, the reason the S2000 one's so good is because it kind of feels like a gated one, just a little.
It does have that clicky engagement.
Uh-huh. That's
It would have helped me on Saturday to not miss that shit. Definitely. So I'd like to try one. If anybody's got one out there, let me drive. We'll throw that out there,
Go
see
to
if you
Killjoy
like it or
store and
not.
try that one.
Somebody shows up with a Marinello.
The only reason you don't like it is because you've tried
Sideways.
you've tried a like $30 shifter from like 2005.
We're comparing like a good $200,000 car, like gated shifter, compared to a $30 gated shifter at sideways.
To like a
I was I hate it.
2005 Logitech shifter. That
Wait, is it the reason why you don't want gated shifters is because of the fact that you've only done it on like a sim rig?
no, in Daryl's like ancient.
On a sim rig,
Yeah, Daryl's ancient sim rig at that.
I will stand my ground.
bro. You
The
can
only
stand your
reason-
ground over a sim rig, not actual real
Yeah.
life.
It's true because I can't afford the real thing.
None of us
Key
can.
key factor.
That's right, yeah.
So I'll take what I can get.
That's
But
why
maybe
we're all
he
driving
can.
small cars.
That old man that owns his F40 that's, going first.
He might be able.
Ford.
He might be able to afford it.
They
If you
probably
make
look
sure you
like-
like and subscribe.
I mean, okay, so true story about 9-10 years ago when I was working at Firestone, I did have a guy show up, older man show up in a Marinello, a Ferrari Marinello, I think that's how you sell it. And I asked him if he would give me a ride in it, and it did have a gated shifter, and that man was crisp and buttery for every single shift.
Okay.
So,
No, I've had more experience with gated shifters. The arcade games. Racing arcade games.
we're just getting worse. You're
They-
just
I think that's better than that shifter that Daryl has.
I mean,
yeah, because those you can
Those
literally
are straight.
you
Can we get a sim rig with no gated shifter?
Can we get a sim rig night at Doug's house with a gated shifter?
You know what? I actually can do that.
Okay.
My
I'll give you my
my
Can you
opinion.
unscrew
split
it?
is. I can switch it. I can convert it from sequential to 7-speed gated.
Can we do it?
Get
7
wrecked,
speed,
Logitech
no,
nerds.
no gate.
We need to just have
So I don't know.
a
Uh-huh.
weekend, or just one weekend day. I'll just bring over some food like we did last time.
I'm down, dude.
Got
I'm
20
totally
bucks
down.
on the fastest lap time at Road Atlanta.
Oh, please don't make me play
Come
because
on.
I will
Doug.
beat all of
Come
your
on.
butts
Doug,
every
Come
time.
Douglas, it may be your house, but for that weekend, if we do that, you cannot play.
Yeah,
on your
okay. I
sim
can't
rig.
race for the money. All right, cool.
Random rig.
I'm okay with that.
Right? I'll bring mine because nobody plays it.
I never played your sim.
Oh no!
I sit in it. That's my game chair, like every night. So, but yeah, I love my sim. Like, I definitely want to have everybody back over to pizza, coke,
That was
drinks,
fun.
go to town,
That
man.
was a fun time.
Well, we got to get
We
past.
go get pizza, and Lindsay's like, "What are you people doing in my house?"
Yeah.
Well, we got to get past the track days first.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
We have a busy weekend, like we said. Last weekend, we were at Barber Motorsports Park with Gridlife and Jay Zilla for Battle at Barber. Fun experience all around. We're going to talk about it too And this weekend we're going to Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta for another J-Zilla Track Days weekend event. Probably one of my favorite vacations of the year is just go to Road Atlanta and just hang out, watch the sunset go down on the track, wake up in the morning and listen to all those cars come in.
That's such
while
a
I drink my
nice experience.
Are you camping
Road Atlanta's
there
a vibe.
at the track?
Yep.
Nice.
AC trailer.
Am I staying in the AC trailer with you or no?
You're not staying with me. I've already got someone else
Yeah.
in my.
Yeah.
I don't care if you stay with us.
Just sit there and keep it up.
I don't know if you're camping out the back of the school.
I might camp in the back of Sequoia.
Yeah.
This was me asking
Oh, okay.
if I'm camping in the Sequoia in an AC.
Whatever you want to do.
Fair
You
enough.
guys check the weather. How's it gonna be?
Rainy.
Just go down to
Ooh.
that bathroom at turn 3 and camp in
Dude, is
there.
it seriously gonna be rainy?
Couch shot. Spin it out on 3.
Bro, come on, man.
F in chat.
You done dropped the R word
Uh-oh.
for the
The
weekend.
rain.
Ah.
Hey, I like it. You know
Hey.
that? You know what rain means?
Turn
means I
12.
spend less money on
Turn
tires.
12 is gonna be-
To be fair, it was definitely supposed to rain on Sunday for Barber, and it did not.
Yeah.
It blew right over top
Let's see,
of
we
it.
might be able to push our luck 2 weekends in a row.
Can we?
We'll see.
We'll see how that
We'll
We'll roll
goes.
the dice.
But we'll go through some sponsors real quick before we jump into this. We have Touge Motorsports. Clay and Zach, go check out TougeMotorsports.com if you want some parts. Message them if you don't see anything that you need. They can get it for you. Most of the time, they can get it for a really good price
Can they?
and a good deal.
Can they get me some G-Lock and or Carbotech pads?
Oh, yeah.
Very likely,
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
By God, they can get it for you. We have Eurospec
Rain.
LLC. We have the man in the house. We have Douglas James Smith, the alignment man / track day hero tow man himself.
Let's not get carried away.
Okay.
Oh, man.
more and more titles to this man.
I make
Eurospec.
cargo straight. Done.
Beautiful blonde specimen.
If you need something done to your car, especially if it's a European car, because it's a European garage, go see them. Eurospec LLC.
We've slowly tried to turn it into a Miata shop, and it just
There's a lot of
didn't work.
Miatas.
Honestly, we're
Yeah.
kind of succeeding. I'm not gonna lie.
Kinda.
Yeah.
It's living my. The boss man's really kind of starting to crack down on a few stuff. Like, hey, can I do a clutch on my 370Z? And we're like, hell no. Go take it to somewhere else.
So
Like,
take it to Nissan.
We got so booked up. Oh, I will say some cool news. We've had a 930 chassis 911 turbo at our shop for I want to say every bit of 8 months right now.
Oh, was it the red one?
The car is
The
not
one that-
driven under its own power since 1992.
Whoa.
It still has a 1992 Tennessee tag on it as well, and it moved and drove under its own power today.
Doug, are you talking about the one that I sent you like 7 Snapchats of?
Yeah, the one that's smoking out everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it finally stopped smoking. Actually runs pretty decent. Problem
Well-
was they had some clutch gear thing was wrong, so they had to tear the transmission back apart and switch it out, fixed it.
But why was it smoking?
Because it hadn't ran since 1992. I mean,
Had
it
a little
eventually,
bit of-
yeah,
Had a little something in there.
it probably blew out a million amps or something. I
Probably
don't
had
know.
a dead rat in there.
Dude,
Oh,
so
I-
when
don't
when
tell
this
me.
car was started, when I was over there last week after you left, there were not one but 2 puddles of oil behind the car. One was coming out of the exhaust, out of the
Yep.
exhaust tip, and then another one was coming out of, I guess, a weep hole in the muffler.
So the reason why it was coming out of the exhaust so much is because the fact that we had to put a new turbo in it, and the reason why we had to put a new turbo in it is because it was completely locked up.
Yeah.
And the turbo seal was completely blown. That's why there was so much oil in the exhaust system. That's why there was so
Okay, yeah.
much oil that came out. So, but once it burned through all the oil, it's actually pretty good. Customer don't want to really spend any more money, so we're
Yeah.
kind of at a standstill to see what we can do. So, anyways,
Speaking of blowing smoke, we blew a little bit of smoke this weekend at Barber Motorsports Park. Like I said, we have Josh in here. We're going to talk about his experience with J-Zilla this weekend. So, what do you think about the Gridlife event? I mean,
It was a blast. J-Zilla and Gridlife put on a great event, and hopefully we'll see them back next year. I know James said something about they wanted that weekend for the next year following, so hopefully we might see that event again.
I think it was a fun event, especially for not even driving, just being able to ride past her and see you go out there and compete. That was pretty fun. And the other cars that are in different classes, too. There was a wide variety of people there.
It was
Including
great
Jackie
to,
Ding. I didn't even
yeah.
know Jackie Ding would be there. That was so cool.
I hope the
Sharing
event's
track
a
with
little
some
larger.
hitters.
That was my only complaint was when I was thinking Gridlife and J-Zilla, I was thinking it was going to be a pretty packed house.
Yeah.
And it ended up just not really being as many cars as I was expecting. But it was still a really good show, though, man. It was so good. Especially the unlimited classes, they were hauling the mail.
Oh my
I
god.
think
Yeah,
there was almost
Johnny-
the same
Johnny?
amount of cars.
Johnny set the lap record at Barber for the unlimited class.
Yeah, which is unbelievable. Josh, what did you end up finishing overall in your class?
Seventh out of 16.
Okay.
Not
That's-
bad, not bad.
You're in
And
the
that's
upper
a-
half, not
Yeah,
the
that's
lower
rear
half.
wheel drive, all wheel drive, and front wheel drive combined.
I hate that they combined all you guys.
Yeah, it was fourth in rear wheel drive.
Okay.
I was like 1/10 off of Todd Cayley. If
Weren't you
anybody
ahead of
knows.
him and then he passed you?
Yeah, old Todd put the
man.
old driving record on me.
When you got out there and you started running, like once you started to find your pace, it was. How was it adapting to trying to get a faster time? Did it feel like it was almost impossible, or were you finding little hits here and there to get a little bit more speed, or just to the point where like you felt like you were doing the same thing over and over again?
Okay, so day one, I went out and run a 41.9, and it was kind of overcast. And then Sunday, day two, it was going to be hot. And so we was just driving, just really making laps, just driving it hard. And then my crew chief, Austin, stepped out and said, we're going to adjust the tire pressure. And on that last daggum session, it was the fastest that the cars ran all day. And it gained 10 PSI tire pressure in 3 laps.
Oh my god!
On one side.
Dang.
It got hot. It got very hot.
The left sides were 10 PSI hotter in 3 laps.
Let's put it this way. It was me and Chris Harper. Harper had the passenger side. I had the driver's side. He was almost done by the time I was finishing letting pressure out with just one tire, and he did 2.
It was wild. It was awesome. The car went back out there, and it felt like it was on rails again. For being in the heat of the day, it felt awesome.
We were taking some temperatures of everything going on.
You're walking around with a heat gun in your
Yeah,
pocket.
I had a heat gun. I felt like a little nerd. I was out there with a heat gun everywhere. But the asphalt temperature midday, 125 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh my.
Oh my god!
Bring that with you at Road Atlanta this
Yeah.
weekend, isn't
Road
it?
Yeah.
Atlanta.
So I looked at the weather for Road Atlanta for Brazelton, and it's not supposed to be rainy at all.
Really, is the rain moved out?
6% Saturday and 24% Sunday. 88 high Saturday and 89 high Sunday.
Oh,
It
it's
get
gonna be a
greasy
good
toward the
weekend, yeah.
afternoon, too.
That is pretty nice. That's
Hopefully
great
the
weather.
humidity's not too bad.
Yeah.
Humidity is always terrible in Georgia.
That's why they call it Hot Atlanta.
Yep.
But
I did break an axle at Barber.
That was fun. I
Yeah.
think that was my favorite experience of the whole. Just seeing everybody come together, just getting your car out real quick and getting the thing out. Austin's over there fighting for his life, burning every part of his body to get this thing out.
So do you know how you broke the axle?
Well,
we know how.
Yeah.
I watched the video that you posted.
We come out of museum. I got a spicy point by
Yeah.
from the Yellow Miata, and I
Yeah.
jumped the inside curb, and when it landed, it went pow. And so I kept going around another lap, and then it started vibrating. And when I come in, I was like, I think it's broke. But it was still fine at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then Austin got in it and tried to put it in reverse, and the axle fell out.
Yeah, I literally put it. I hopped it, put it in reverse, and I went to go bump the clutch, and I was like, I've never driven this car before, but I went to go bump the clutch, and I was like, that felt kind of weird. And so I was like, okay, I put the clutch back in. Went to go bump it again. As soon as I bumped it,
It was
it went, I just went. It launched out, and we didn't do anything.
There was smoke everywhere.
And all of a sudden, I see smoke boiling out of the wheel well, and I'm like,
waits up
oh.
there like, get the fire extinguisher.
Everybody's looking over at us like, what's wrong?
Is it on fire?
I don't know. This is the axle.
I seen it smoking, and I was like, "Oh my god, this car's about to go up right here." I looked under it, and I just seen all the grease. I was just slinging. The grease was so hot that it was just a liquid.
It was liquid, yeah. And shout out to Jody for having that axle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jody the man.
Dude,
Man
Savior
had one
over
of each off
Yeah.
for both sides.
Yeah,
Got
Jody's
that
the savior.
swapped out.
Hell, he hooked me up, too, on over the weekend, too.
Oh yeah, your
Yeah.
your new addition.
Yeah, I bought a hardtop for the S2000. The guy just happened to live in Alabama, and he was going to be there at the event, so I bought the hardtop from him there at the event. And I wasn't driving the S2000, I was driving the R, and Jody doesn't run a hardtop, and I literally just slapped the hardtop on Jody's car, and he ran it all weekend.
It looked good on there.
It did. It looked really good. He was like, well, we can just kind of keep that on there if you want. He was definitely trying. He was trying.
He's
but
like, I'll give you $1,200 for it.
yeah, he was trying. He was thinking about putting Loctite on the bolt so I couldn't get him off. Stuff like that. You know, he was sad to see it come off of his car. So,
Yeah, it definitely
Cross-trade one on
completed the car.
but we had some casualties over the weekend, man. There was a blue Honda Fit in Sunday Cup. Went
Yeah.
off. What was that? 15, right?
Yeah, something like that.
It was like 15. He,
Off at 15, I
Hit
think.
the Armco barriers that are worth more than his
Tire
car.
wall. Yeah,
yep,
the tire
he
wall.
hit a good hard bonk and definitely totaled the whole
Was
left
it a
side
tire
of
wall,
it.
not
Yeah,
an
it
Armco?
was a tire wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bonked the whole left side. He had a huge bruise on his side.
He drove that car again though.
Yeah.
He took it back out on track.
Yeah, I couldn't
Literally,
believe it.
like the hood was like wouldn't even shut right. The fender was off the car. Literally, like
was
he took it
pretty
back out on
mangled.
track.
I've seen Reed when he was like trying to zip tie the bumper back together with the fender. He was like drawing holes.
Then that Cayman,
That was
insane.
what happened.
So
Go ahead.
I was about to say. So from my understanding, is he hopped the curb going through the kink at Barber, shot it up on two wheels, and when it went wide into the gravel and just finished the roll over it, and just kind of like rested the roof against the tire barrier.
They flipped that thing back over.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna say is, dude. So they went in, looked over the car, got everything done. They were out by the next session.
Yeah.
They and Reed looked over there and was like, "What in the world's going on?" And so we all walked over there to look at it. What they did is, the curtain airbags went off, so they just cut them out of the way as best they could, and then taped it up to the roof.
Did you see how fast the safety crews got to him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
They were there. They were on him.
They were right there on time.
Barber's real good about that.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's an IndyCar track, so I mean, of course they're gonna have that above and beyond type of
Yeah.
thing. So
But yeah, they had that car out running again. I think what was his name? Kevin Magnuson? I knew his last name was Magnuson. I don't remember his first name. I think it was Kevin.
He runs a lot of SCCA time trial stuff.
yeah.
Did a super good job. You have Reed went over there. Was like, look, man, if you're gonna bring this car back out, just at least beat the roof back out because like it had a full it had a full roll cage, but the roof was dented to the roll cage,
Oh.
and so they're like at least bang that
At
shit
least
back
take
out.
a mallet or a hammer and just
Yeah, well,
boom,
and that's
you
that's
know?
what they did, and they ran the rest of the weekend like that.
Then we had a little Honda Civic in HPDE. His oil filter decided to exit chat.
So that happened right in front of me.
Yikes.
I was with my blue student with the MDX.
Oh, okay.
That
So-
was a student?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they run with the Hart Honda team.
Yeah.
where they kind of use that. They use that in the Honda Odyssey to like train up drivers for their Formula team. But yeah, so like he just did a point by, and I saw a bit of smoke up there. I figured someone maybe locked up or something, and then all of a sudden I see the Soupy on the yellow with red stripes. What is it? Soupy on track, whatever it is.
Soupy on track.
I know what it means. I don't remember
the surface
Surface
conditions.
surface conditions.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for. Thank you. So saw the surface conditions.
It's like the
flag.
McDonald's
Don't be
flag, pretty
throwing him
much.
under the bus.
But saw the surface condition flag, and I was like, "Hey man, we need to slow down," because we were moving good. Like we were well over
That little
100.
thing was hauling.
Yeah, dude, it has just under 300
I
horsepower.
shouldn't say little thing. That's a big girl.
Yeah, just under 300 horsepower in that car.
That's
But I was like, "Hey man,
decent.
we need to slow her down a little bit," and he's like, "Oh yeah." So everybody starts bunching up, and all of a sudden I see a Civic turn around facing us,
That
and
made
then
turn
he
one.
tried to keep going.
The Civic?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
sprayed
tried to keep
oil
going,
everywhere.
and like
Oh.
was spraying oil, and a guy in a Z like reached down, and was like, "Stop it! No,
You go in the grass.
quit your crap." So yeah,
You got
That made
to
turn one very interesting.
Yeah, that really changed the factor of everything too. Of all.
oh, he got a little sketchy after that for sure.
It was kind of like a wasted session for me after that.
Oh, absolutely. It was, yeah, you had so much oil dry down.
Yeah, it was
Mm-hmm.
scary.
At the very end of the day, it kind of
It
went
was
away,
fine.
but
Yeah.
definitely the next session was.
Yeah, but when it got so hot, man, the track was all rubbered up and greasy. So I mean, you just couldn't run your fastest you could. I felt
It
the fastest
so good.
first 2-3 sessions of every day. Early in the morning, it's like 72 degrees. You could really run as quick as you.
Well,
as
that's
quick
also
as possibly
You
because,
feel
could.
good.
You
the
know,
car feels
Jayzilla
good.
does yellow group first
First.
group out.
Yep, first. So that was nice. Being go out right at 8 o'clock. That was
Yeah,
so great.
that'll be really interesting this weekend. That'll be my first time out for
Oh yeah,
the
you
first
get to
ones.
experience
Yeah,
that.
Yep.
It's stay off the curving.
yeah.
yeah, morning
I don't care if
dew.
it's dry. Stay off that curving. It's
Yep.
due.
Yep. Dude, my first session out Saturday morning, I had no experience with this track at all. I had no sim experience or nothing. And my stupid ass was like, "Oh yeah, let's just go out alone." Yeah, I didn't know where to apex. Half the time, I didn't know where to take certain corners. I was kind of everywhere. I mean, I didn't feel like it was a total hazard, but at the same time, I was like, "Okay, this doesn't feel right." And then I threw Wade in the car and we definitely started linking some corners together, and I just got faster as every session progressed. So, not bad for a track day. Not bad.
I wish I could have went, but I had other plans already.
The Barber Motorsports Park in general is...
It's a beautiful facility.
Yeah.
Did you get to check out the museum while you were there?
No, not this time. I'll
Bro,
have to go
come
another time.
on.
They opened the basement.
They did open the
they
basement.
did?
Yep,
Did
I
they?
was down there. Yep.
There's no way.
They
Yep.
opened
If I would
the
know that,
basement.
I would have dropped everything. Went over.
Yeah.
there.
They
I
had a
don't
few
know if it
things.
was because the small bore was there or not.
I think that may have
Probably.
been it. I've been trying to go to the basement. Like I've been there 3 or 4 times now. And I've never been to the basement.
Oh, really? I've never
I would have
been.
told my student, like, "Hey, man, I gotta go over here."
I'll be honest, it wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be.
I just wanted to see like the workshops down there and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was cool. It just wasn't as exciting as I thought it was going to
Well, I
be.
mean, it's not like the basement at Lane Motor Museum where like,
True.
it's stacked full of stuff.
True.
It's just like that's where they do all the work on the cars, and my nerdy side of my brain's like, yeah, let's go see that.
I want to see
Like
that.
all the Porsches
Yeah.
for the driving experience.
Yeah. It was cool getting to watch you guys from Museum Corner.
I was
Like,
wondering
while
if you guys got to watch
Yeah,
it go by.
I seen you and Jody both still doing laps.
Did you see me?
Oh, I
Okay.
seen.
Did you watch me and Jody spin around?
Nope, missed that
Okay.
one.
I waved at somebody on the bridge, and they waved back at me. And we came around the next lap, and I waved at them while we were going backwards.
So what did you guys just? What happened to make you spin out?
I think there's a little influence of a lot of speed going into trail braking, and he almost had it corrected. And it just got to the point to where it was one of those slides where all 4 wheels are going one direction sideways, and it's just like it's either going to slow down and stop, or it's going to turn, and somehow we're going to pull out of this. But we just barely, and I mean barely, touched the grass. Luckily, we didn't hurt anything. And I think the next lap is when we may have been an axle.
Oh,
Trying to give it a little Cindy sin. But
little
yeah, Jody did a
sauce.
phenomenal job driving this weekend. And
Yeah,
I
Jody's
appreciate
killing
him
it.
taking me out.
yeah, he was making angry VTEC noises all weekend.
Yeah, it sounds
Same
good.
thing with Josh.
It sounds really good.
Josh was the loudest car there, the whole freaking weekend.
your
There was
Really?
that black Camaro that was pretty close.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah,
rowdy.
okay.
He was rowdy.
I'm surprised they allowed that with the decibel over that.
What is the sound limit there?
I don't know, man. We're kind of out in
It's
the
not
open.
super
That's why I don't go to
Yeah.
AMP.
It might not be
'cause
too
it's
bad.
like-
It might be 105.
It's less strict than AMP. I do know that much.
Yeah, AMP's like
But
98.
AMP is like 98.
That's like my car idles at 98.
I know at wide open throttle now the Miata will not pass sound at AMP. Like if I'm anywhere above 3,000 to 3,500 RPM,
They're a bit leaky
it will
on
not
though,
pass.
I bought one of them cheesy little silencers.
I have one that came with my Roadster
I carry
Roadster
mine
Sport
just in case, just
exhaust.
for AMP.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think about the the time attack deal with Jay-Z? I think that's something that I don't know if he's listening or not, but James definitely can adapt. I think that'd be something.
I agree.
special.
Mhm.
I think they should definitely.
I almost feel like it's like they should make the track day a little longer. Like make it a little longer to give those guys a little more sessions. I mean, they had those full hour sessions, but it was always paired up into different groups. So I felt like he didn't have enough chance or opportunity to like. I feel like I got more sessions on track in the yellow group than time attack sessions did.
You did. We got 6. We got 3 a day.
Yeah, I got
What?
Yeah, you
five.
definitely did.
Yeah, I got
You got
five.
They
Right.
did have
Six.
they did have Friday afternoon, but
Yeah,
still,
okay. The test session there.
but still,
I'll look it up for verification.
If
But
we would have
also-
started earlier, I think that would have helped us a lot. I think being
Yeah.
the first group out
Yeah.
instead of being at 10 o'clock.
Make it a little bit more competitive. There would have been some fast times set.
With it being
Every-
so hot, I mean, it's the middle of summer.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I got 5 sessions. They
I
all
mean,
got
you're in the
3.
middle of summer. It's Alabama. It's hot as balls.
I
Yeah, it
will
would have
say,
been nice to start a little earlier.
I did really enjoy trying to have help y'all get faster and stuff like that.
Yeah, that
I'd had
was-
a good time doing that. We definitely need to keep that up.
There's enough J-Zilla drivers that could compete with themselves that if somebody wanted to get something together, we could do it.
Yeah. I was
Hey.
looking at like times, just comparing times and whatnot like that. I'm like, cool, I could have probably placed it running that.
I about to say, I will
event.
say, shout out to Lasano and Kevin Vu for doing
Yeah.
They were hauling
bang up
the mail.
jobs. Shout out to
Yeah.
Randy for doing a bang up job. Phil Hess did good. Chris Rice did. He won the Sunday Cup.
Yeah,
so
P1.
What was he driving?
Honda Fit.
Yep,
Fit.
Sunday
Yeah,
Cup.
Yeah.
Chris. Let's say
Well, they have Miatas in the
Oh,
Sunday
forgot.
Cup.
he's a local boy.
Is that Matt Rev Happy Matt? What's his Insta?
Oh, Matt Williams.
There's
Rev-
another
Rev Happy Matt is Matt Williams. He was not there.
Okay, was that a different one?
And then I can never remember the guy who drives the Camaro. I know him. Like we've talked a few times, hung out a few times. Never remember his name.
The black one?
The blue Camaro.
Matt Pedrosa.
That's probably.
Oh yeah, he came to a
Yep. Yeah, Pedrosa was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And also
super chill dude. I feel bad not remembering his name. I really do.
He was in the yellow group with me. He's a cool
he's
guy.
super cool dude.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
blew my doors off one time. Because I was like on the back. I was on the straight. I just watched it go boom.
I'm also huge shout out to Isaac and Ethan, man, with their huge setup on Saturday.
Yeah, that was awesome.
For
Oh,
people,
on the trailer.
dude, so cool.
Oh yeah, that was official.
He had the trailer backed up to the straightaway, and he's got this flip open stand up paddock almost on
Viewing
top of the
platform.
trailer. So
It's pretty much like an old dirt car trailer.
Yeah.
A spotter.
it was cool as hell because we could all just go up there. He hooked a line up, or a power line up to it, so we had a fan going up there for breeze. And
The girls brought some umbrellas up there. It was pretty
yeah,
nice.
umbrellas. So we were all in the shade, and it was, man, we were able to. We can almost see the whole track.
Yeah.
I'd say we've seen at least 80% of the track just
Yeah,
from that view.
It was really cool.
I like seeing that area where we were at anyways, to see him come down into turn one and all that. That was nice.
Yeah, that was really, really cool. And now seeing it from the museum perspective is also really cool
Yeah.
because you don't really realize just how much elevation change that track has.
Or how
that
wide it
corner.
is. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's
huge.
really wide.
Yeah.
But I guess it has to be if it's Indy cars racing
Yeah.
too.
It's got to be like 6 Miatas wide.
Yeah.
Another shout out to Isaac and Ethan. I actually got to drive both their cars this
That's
weekend.
true, you did. Yeah, yeah.
And I tried to break both their cars. Succeeded in one of them.
Yep. That
which
poor
which
car,
one?
man.
Which one did you
I
succeed in?
destroyed Ethan's.
Destroyed it.
Oh.
No, I didn't destroy
No,
it.
no, like,
but
how'd you
broke
break
the,
it?
I think I broke the tensioner on the timing belt. I think.
Something of the sort. And then in doing so, I think something happened with the crank sensor.
Or that, or it snapped the. Oh yeah, that's what happened. It snapped the alternator belt, which popped the crank sensor. Because we were basically on the back straight going through the kink, and I hear bing of like a spring shoot, and like all of a sudden I lost all power and everything. So immediately threw it in neutral, popped the key off, put it to the on position, so it just cut everything off to it basically.
Yeah.
But I still had steering rotation,
Yeah, I hate
and I
it for
coasted
him.
from the kink to our pits.
Oh my god.
Coasted.
Oh.
I hated it for that kid too because he wanted to use that supercharger so bad.
No, he
ended
did.
up.
They
Yeah,
kept going through belts.
the reason why was because the
bolts backed out.
the bolts back
on
out in the supercharger and they actually stripped out.
That's because
So-
the supercharger would basically every time it wound up, it would cockeye, which would kick the belt.
On Ethan's car?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
I don't know if maybe he just needs to look into some sort of like stronger bolts.
Well, he said he was missing one bolt already.
oh, well,
I
off to a
think
bad start.
he might just need to look into maybe putting a brace on it.
Yeah, probably that.
I think
too.
that might be
Yep.
his best bet for that.
Yep.
Now, Isaac's car, on the other hand, other than some driver error of me not being used to a short throw shifter instead of being used to my
Or no arrow.
300,000 mile
Non-rebuilt shifter.
yeah, non-rebuilt 300,000
Oh, yeah.
mile shifter. So that was a little bit of an adjustment there, but
Yeah, you did.
All in
You
all-
almost moneyed it.
I did almost money. What did I say? It's very tight shifter.
See,
I'm
that's
not used
that's
to
the thing that I like about my G Racing short shifter in the NC is it's just click click, but when I go up into third, it pulls itself over into
I
third.
had to keep telling myself to like. I had to keep telling myself, act like you're going to first. Act like you're going to first. It would go to third, but every time I went second to third, I have to tell myself to aim for first because that in my car it would have been.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a K-swap Miata with had very spent R7s and had a front splitter, no dam, and no rear wing. at
No
all.
rear wing is what really killed that car.
Yeah, and you want to talk about? It was a lot of fun to drive.
He was saying though a few weeks ago or something that he was buying his wing back
Oh,
off
yeah,
his old
he's-
car.
Camden got it or something.
Oh.
Or somebody
Yeah,
got it.
somebody else is gonna get it, but he's planning on getting a wang for
He
it.
needs a big wing for it anyway.
He
but,
does.
But yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun to drive. We were doing like 95 through the kink,
Whoa.
sideways. Like when I say sideways, I mean my hands started at 9 and 3 and they ended at 12 and 6.
Oh my god.
I think my favorite part was when we went through Museum Complex and you didn't turn. You didn't have to.
Yeah, just trail braked in. I didn't turn the wheel hardly at all. Just went, whoop.
Probably at a clock speed of 78 miles an hour too. I mean,
Went
we
straight
were
over the
smooth.
curbs.
No, I mean that, but I'm talking about like the right-hander after. Just trail braked it in and
We did the same thing that Jody did, except this time we just kind of.
There's so much room there.
yeah, there's a lot of room.
Well, I jump in that middle curb before, like right before the hard right. If I jump too much of that curb, it really unsettles the car. Like it just doesn't feel good at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like a full blown ramp. Like you've hit a speed bump that's larger than life.
Not to get like super nerdy into this, but actually Reed rode with me and he told me that if you can actually jump the curb and it feels like it's wrong, but it's actually better because the weight of the car coming back, all the weight coming back
adds
down,
grip.
adds grip.
Oh,
so he's
okay.
like, you want to jump it, and then like as soon as it starts to come back down, if you chuck it, and like you think when you chuck it,
I wouldn't have thought that.
if you think when you're going to chuck it, you're just going to understeer.
Yeah,
And it kind of wants to for just a split second, and then it just hooks and goes.
I didn't think
Actually,
about that.
he helped me save quite a bit of time
That's cool.
by doing that.
It took me a while to get 14 right. You know, setting the car up properly for 14 to come up into 15. But once I got that one kind of settled, I can almost just not even lift for that corner at all.
I
And
would,
just go.
yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
but like just getting into it again, it's all confidence for me. You know what I mean? Like this was the first track day, and I've done this will be my 8th track day. This is my first track day I've ever timed myself, ever.
Nice.
Actually, sorry, last year at Charlotte, you were with a stopwatch, but we didn't have anybody to compare to or anything like that. But like, I'd never thought to be like, oh yeah, I'm running this time, and like it changes your whole perspective of doing track days. Like saying, oh yeah, I ran this, and then you're like, I'm running this, and it's like it tells you kind of like where you stand with all the other rest of the cars. You know, it's like it's hard to compare my 300 horsepower car versus a 90 horsepower NA Miata. Especially on a track that uses a lot more throttle than some others, but it's still fun. Like, and you're not like going out bragging saying, "Oh, I ran to this." I mean, heck, Josh's car is what 60 horsepower less than mine.
Oh, easily.
And you were running almost 6 seconds a lap faster than I was.
I bet my car don't make 180. If you were to
let's
put it on a dyno,
let's not go that.
to
Come
the
on,
tire,
don't sell
180.
yourself that short.
Drive it.
Drive it.
I promise you, it needs a little work.
She's a little tired.
She's a little tired. Speaking of tires,
yeah, exactly. Me and Josh are in the same boat.
Me and Austin are just gonna put our coins together.
we were sitting there, I guess it was Saturday night, we were drinking a couple beers, and looked at Josh, and I was like, we drive the 2 biggest shit boxes in the whole lot.
So, Josh, was there any corners, any areas of the track that you felt like you could improve on, or anything that gave you kind of a struggle while you were there? Or?
Yeah, 2 and 3. Gained time through 2 and 3 once I got the car rotated and pointed in the right direction.
Yeah.
Oh, Austin got me set up for that one too. He told me to run it out a little wider. And I was trying to hug the curb all the way around 2 and 3, and it would cause me at the exit of 3 I'd have to lift to
I
not.
was about to say, you probably tracked
run.
you way out, huh?
Oh yeah, I was about running off into the grass. It was awesome.
Yeah, I seen the video that you posted of you coming out right there, and you tracked out way, like you went over the rumble strips and onto the other
Oh, yeah.
rumble strip after that.
And that
I
was just like
sir.
flat, and it wouldn't go no faster. It was just buried. And
I just found out the Grand Tour Season 5 just released today.
Oh,
Really?
nice.
I didn't know the boys are back.
Oh, yeah, I knew they were planning something. I saw an advertisement for it the other day.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, it was such a side quest. Amazon
Not
Top
really,
Gear.
yeah, not
I
really.
like
Amazon
it,
Top
another side quest. Doug picked that up from me.
Wait, what?
The side quest thing.
Oh yeah, totally for you. Yeah, I definitely.
You gotta pay that man copyright.
That's right.
You know, speaking of what we were talking about sim racing earlier, like that, Forza Motorsport's coming out this year, October.
Yep. Apparently, was there
October?
a video or something else that dropped?
Yeah, it was like some gameplay footage and yada yada yada. The new Forza
okay.
Motorsport.
I've seen the hair was bugging.
But
But I'm stoked for that. Like I've been waiting on it. We've all been waiting on a Forza Motorsport for the past 7 years, right?
It feels like Gran Turismo. how long we've been
Yes,
waiting.
Dude,
yeah, it's
dumb.
been like since me and Wade were in high school when the
Yeah.
last motorsport released.
2017. Were you guys really in high school?
Yeah.
you guys weren't in high school.
No,
we
no,
graduated.
we were working at
2017.
Walmart.
I graduated in 2010.
You fucking
I was
graduated-
2015.
you damn children.
Yeah, me and Wade were 2016.
Kids suck. 2008 for me. Crap.
Hey, I didn't know you were older than
Recession
Josh.
boy.
Yeah, I'm older than Josh. Yeah, it's recession, boy.
Recession.
I paid $5 a gallon for gas twice.
I think when I was filling up an old Dodge Ram when I was in high school, I think it was like $1.60 or something for regular. Dude, I wouldn't remember
It'd be
it.
nice if that was still the case. I could afford to drive my Sequoia.
Now,
$5 up the score.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
this year's 15 years since I graduated high school.
Old brother.
Yeah,
right there.
I'm old man. Getting old, brother.
But as we did on the last podcast, we'll transition towards the end of it. The red light, green light, you guys seem to really enjoy that. And I wrote down a few things that we can all kind of collaborate on and put our opinion with. So if you guys aren't familiar, when we say a topic, if you enjoy it or you like it, you can say green light. If you don't enjoy it, red light. So first one that we have, Corvette Racing winning an IMSA event this year.
Green light.
Green light.
Green light.
Absolute green light.
Green light.
Petite. They're
Nick
gonna win.
Petit?
They're gonna win. Petite.
Oh yeah, they're gonna
100%.
dominate
Was
it.
Honda in it this year?
I
I don't think they had an NSX in
I
it,
think
did
this, well, maybe. I think the pink NSX, right?
If Honda was involved with them, red light, because I wanted Honda to win. But that's the only reason.
Maybe.
But I mean, as long as Porsche don't win, I'm cool.
Porsche's just.
What's wrong with
second.
Porsche?
I'm not a Porsche guy.
The Acura won last year, right?
I
think so, yeah. I think
like
the
the
Acura
battle
won.
between Porsche and Corvette.
do
and
as well.
I like when both win.
That old Laguna Seca video.
Oh,
yeah.
that's the coolest
With
video.
Magnussen
Iconic
and,
right there.
Yes.
his own names, yeah.
That's the coolest video to watch.
Battling. You see that Corvette just running back down?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Dude, you want to talk about a drive.
I say green light on that one too. I think
I will green light as well.
green light for Road Atlanta.
Well, I just
So-
don't like whenever manufacturers are dominant, like Porsche winning Le Mans so many years in a row and yada yada yada. It's like it's like Hendrick Motorsports dominating NASCAR. I don't like dominant teams. I like underdogs that win. And I'm like, sick.
That's why he's a Petty fan.
You ain't lying.
Because Petty was dominant in the 70s and 60s and 50s. I nowadays we're a nobody.
I will call it right now. I will say Porsche's probably going to win VR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and just,
Overall, like hypercar class
in
GT
or GT.
GTD, right?
Yeah.
I'll vote Corvette for that one. I don't know why, but
Corvette did all right.
yeah.
on
Well, the
last
back stretch is a quick section, so I think
So-
that'll be fine.
Before we get into the red light, green light,
I think we're already in.
Yeah, I think
we're
we're
already
in.
in.
before we get too far into it, the Garage 56 car did finish Le Mans.
Yep.
It
Oh
did.
yeah, and we did. Everybody, I know Dylan said it wouldn't finish. It did change out a transmission. is
They
what I
did
heard.
break a trans,
They did.
but they still finished.
They still
They did.
finished.
Yep.
Like what, 31st or 39th, right?
Yes, something like
For
that.
the first
Very nice.
first year, and they still finished. That ain't bad.
Not
Yeah.
bad at all. And then it was cool because we were watching it on our hotel
Yeah,
TV
we were watching it.
over the weekend. And then when we weren't, I had it on my phone. I was watching it while we were in
I
the
would check
paddock.
it every once in a while.
Yeah,
I
just
was so-
racing
I-
while we were
I was so
racing.
busy this past weekend.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't have time for anything.
Oh, you should have seen this man getting out of cars to get in another cars to get in other cars. He'd get out of a car and look defeated, and then
Work
he
on
could,
cars.
yeah, and then he would be like, he'd get right out of the car, take his helmet off, breathe for a couple of seconds. Meanwhile, the Acura NDX is pulling up to pick him up, and he's like, "Crap."
He cooked you out dinner. He cooked you out dinner on the grill. Man was still going.
Yeah, he did cook us all dinner on
They were the
Saturday.
biggest
That was
burgers
nice.
I've ever seen in my life.
They were
They
pretty
were
big.
very
huge.
Who
They
cooked
were
dinner?
I needed to squish them down a
Austin?
little
Austin?
bit.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a big old paddock party. It was great,
It was fun.
It was good hanging
but
out.
we were all so tired, so we were like,
Hanging out with Kevin Head. I haven't seen him in a while.
yeah, Kevin was cool.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You told me to give him the finger. I did.
Did you? That boy.
He probably didn't see it, but you said give him the finger. I was like, all
I've
right.
known him for a pretty good while, so he's a good dude.
It was pretty
Him
cool.
and Johnny both are.
So what's our next topic there, Wade?
Nissan Z's, the new one.
Green light.
or red light?
Red light.
Red light.
Green light.
Green light.
I think they're beautiful.
I like
love
them
the way
in
they look.
person. They do not look good in photos.
They definitely look.
They
a
look
lot
better in person.
I like the way they look, but it's a 370Z.
So, as per usual, I'm going to say something that's going to make everybody else hate me, and that's fine.
Oil temps.
Limp mode.
Nissan hasn't made a good car since the 90s.
GTR is still pretty bad.
GTR
I
is
mean,
still pretty cool.
okay, let me phrase this. It's a good car, but they need to update it. You can't make the same car for 15 years and get away with it.
Apparently it's working.
Apparently you can, but
What is the? Did anybody ever look at the specs on a brand new GTR and like a 2000
It's like no, it's
10
like
or whatever they
8 or
come
10,
out? 8 or
yeah.
10?
Probably just updated the transmission. That's
I
about
was,
it.
you know, it's crazy because I was working at Walmart in 2008
They
or
were
9
They were pretty
when
good
they were
deals.
first coming out.
There's PS2 games with them on.
Yeah.
PS2.
yeah. If that
Holy
doesn't tell you anything.
really?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's serious.
Like
There's
Gran
PlayStation
Turismo?
2
Yeah.
games with GTRs as the cover photo, like 2008.
I mean,
R35.
the original Forza Horizon had it
Yeah.
on the game. Forza Motorsport 4 had it on the game.
And it's a good car.
For the
but
360.
dang it.
When it came
Switch
out,
it up, guys.
it was deadly when it first came
I
out.
wish they would have just came out with a manual option, like what they're doing with the Supra. Like
Yeah.
they listen to the people, they put a manual transmission in the damn car.
Transmission.
Now everybody may not have bought one,
Yeah, but I don't think
Wade.
it would have sold that well. But,
but
Wade.
regardless, it would still been available. At
It's
least
a
it would
big
give them
car.
the option.
red light, green light.
Okay, go for it.
Waiting till the last possible second to do any track prep.
Green light.
Green
Not
light.
me.
Absolute green light.
Not me. 2 people.
There
in
could
this
not.
room.
Yeah, there's
Green
not
light.
2 people sitting in this at this
Green light.
table.
What do you mean 2 people? You mean all of us?
Old couch just put a splitter on.
Yeah,
Let me
we're
tell
not
you
going to
what,
talk about
that.
that.
Gets tough. If you're doing back-to-back track days and you're like, you know what, I'll just wait closer to time, and you get the car up on the lift, you're like, oh my god, I need new axles, I need new calipers, I need new pads.
This
I
man
need
needs a new
rotors.
exhaust gasket.
I'm not even rotating the tires on my car until I get to the track.
You might want to swap the lefts to the right, or
Yeah,
they're
go ahead
going
and
to
do
really
that,
be toast
yeah,
this
yeah.
weekend.
Oh gosh! After I left that track day over the weekend, because I dailied my junk there and back on those
Left side gets
very,
square.
very beautiful REs. The whole ride home was the whole time because the excess rubber it was all over the
And
tires.
the left front, it gets a lot of more wear than everything
Oh
else.
yeah, left front definitely gets a lot. Ask Jody; he corded his.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I've got his stack at work. He's putting a pair of Kumos on.
The V730s.
Yeah, instead of the 660s. So we'll see how that
Man
works
should have
out.
went with REs.
What's he trying to go slower for?
The 730s, the 660s are the new compounds are.
They're
kinda
both
mid.
man.
They're both.
The 730s are alright.
I'd like to try them.
Hey, you would have ran 139 if you were on RE's time stack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
Side
give me
quest.
actually
All right, side
315
quest, Austin, let's go.
Purple
Come on.
crack Hoosiers,
Those
and we'll
Nexans?
get 38s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nexans? The Nexans you
The
got?
Nexans are doing pretty alright.
Honestly, I watched the car. I felt like your car. I don't know why it's an open diff car. I've never seen an open diff car rotate like Austin's.
Oh man,
And
that
when
thing.
you put those tires on it, it just made it even better.
Do you have a front sway bar on yours?
Oh yeah.
Which one do you have?
Fly Miata.
Okay, yeah, the same one I used to have. Yeah, it definitely
I
helps
have
it
Fly
rotate.
Miata's front and rear though.
Oh, rear. Okay.
And I have front and rear stroke tire brakes too.
I don't know if that does that make a huge difference on those cars.
I have no idea. It was on it when I
It
bought
just
it.
gets sideways.
It
I was
does
on-
get
it was on
sideways.
it
The
when I
only
bought
thing this man has done to that car since he bought it was put the coilovers on it.
Hey, I put a passenger seat in it.
Okay, and the
Yeah,
yeah,
passenger
hell, I
seat.
put a
Let's show
bolt
you
in
the-
that.
Huh?
I put a bolt in that.
Yeah. He did.
I
It was
did.
definitely funny.
I actually forgot about that. To be honest.
Yeah.
My last session of Sunday, my wife rode with me for the first time ever.
Really?
Yes, surprisingly, she rode with me, and Chevy rode with Austin.
Yeah.
And I passed him after 5, right?
Yeah.
Exit of
something like
5, and I was passing him and gave me a point by, and they were both like waving at each
that.
other
Did you
as
see
they
my
passed
point
by.
by that I gave you?
Uh,
It was a very particular point by.
no, it was
It
middle
was
finger.
this. It was with a finger.
Was
it
it-
wasn't the pointer.
Was it this?
You went like this or something like
was it?
that.
That's exactly what I did. I went boop. For those who can't see, it's my middle finger sticking very far out.
You were. I think you were getting more sideways over the weekend because you were frustrated because everybody was passing you.
I was just having fun. No,
He was having a good
No, I was
time.
just having a good time, man.
Hey, we passed some fast cars, and when I went out with him,
No,
me and Harper went through the grass one time.
yeah.
We went through the kink, and it just kept floating out, and we jumped the rumble, and we was on that concrete like stuff, and then we took out that cone, and that corner worker was just like, "What the heck are
Hey.
y'all doing?"
Hey, at least you actually just hit the cone. Rick went out there so far one time that he just went around it.
Oh,
he's
that's
like,
awesome.
He's like, all right, well, I'm already out here, so I just go. He
He
just
went
went
around
around
the
it.
cone.
Did
Man
you
was
see his
playing
gutter run?
autocross at a track day.
you know.
Who hit the bleed out cones on pit
I
exit?
don't know.
Oh,
On
There's like
Saturday,
4 of them in the lane.
yeah, they were just sitting out there, just chilling.
Somebody must have taken that real outside line, or I guess inside line, coming
Yeah,
up turn
I
one.
think it was Eugene Is what I heard somebody might have say.
Was it Eugene?
I don't know.
If so,
I don't
will
know.
hop in the
I
group
would
chat
like to
right
find
now.
out because I remember somebody said, "Who took out all them cones yesterday?" And it was like a joke.
They did a full blown pull on pit out. Just see what they can do on pit out.
I'll go into the group chat right now and I'll call Eugene out.
I can't remember. It was like, God dang it.
So another red light, green light. We have Rallycross event on US 129.
Rallycross event on
No.
US one.
Red
Red
light.
light.
Yeah, I'm gonna say red.
Why not to say red light too?
We don't need that much publicity on the
Yeah, that
mountain.
would have been.
It'd be
They're
kind
already
of
doing
cool.
the,
Cool to see.
Even though 129 gives publicity to the mountain, but not to that kind of point. We don't need national television.
We're doing the rally in Benton next year.
That I'm more excited
Whole
about.
county.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think around surrounding areas to the dragon would be cool, but not necessarily the dragon itself.
You'd have people trying to do it every day.
That's the thing about I love the Scott Speed video, but then I see like, oh, these people just don't understand the unspoken rule, which is not really. I made a TikTok video recently that has over 160,000 views about not crossing the mustard, and it's surprising to see the people in there that are like, with it and the people that are still crossing and
Not caring.
yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen a few of the comments. I was like,
The comments are like, some people are like, well, I only cross one state. I was like, well, okay, but still, why are you going to make it as straight as possible on a curvy road? Like,
Yeah.
you're not going there, like, people, oh, well, times is like, go to a track. Okay.
yeah, please don't time yourself on
Yeah.
the dragon ever.
No, don't come up there and jump. Oh my God, do not jump out over look like, yes, we ran a 10. Because
Just
you
keep
will
it to
get
yourself. Just keep it to yourself. Yeah.
Like a
Never mind. Never mind. We're gonna hold my tongue on that one.
like a chip in church. Keep it to
Chip
yourself.
and shirt. What else you got, Wade?
Pontiac Aztec, red light, green light.
Red light.
Red light.
Green light because they designed the C7.
Oh, they did.
What
Yellow.
else
And the only reason I say yellow is because they
they're
had a
yellow.
cool.
They had the tent.
They had the tent.
Yeah,
They had the
come
tent. The
on.
tent was cool.
Did anybody ever use one to its maximum
No,
potential?
absolutely
I
not.
highly
Never.
doubt.
Well, we don't know.
I'm gonna go with red because they're just so dang ugly.
Oh, they are so.
And the
ugly.
engine choice is so terrible.
What did they put in them?
3.4 liter overhead valve.
Oh, it needs a 3800.
It was the one that got into the Grand Prix.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the 3800 was a pretty good motor.
That thing
It
was
didn't
low.
get the 38. I got the 34.
Oh.
Not a single one came with a
It
38.
didn't get the good one. Some 38s, boy.
Could you imagine that with a
38's
3800?
pretty good.
Could you imagine the 3800 with a supercharger on an Aztec?
Yeah, that'd be
That
good.
thing would blow the front tires off that thing.
Red light, green light. Laguna Seca pavement dust. For sale.
Oh yeah, I was talking about that.
I'll need a story on that because
So-
I don't know.
Basically, what happened is, so they're repaving Laguna Seca. I think they're actually done at this point,
Okay.
but they were grinding it up to put new asphalt down. Well, they took sections of the bridge at Laguna Seca and made like key holders out of it, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, and they're selling them.
Yeah.
Well, then a bunch of people that wanted that couldn't get it. So what they did is they were jarring up the dust and selling it, or like the grindings and selling it to people, kind of like Whistling Diesel.
Yeah,
did.
straight
Yeah,
out of,
yeah.
straight out of Cody's stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, kind of like doing that, and people are buying it, and
I
people
mean-
are like, "Oh, you're
Asphalt
buying that? I got that
memes.
for free whenever I wrecked my car."
You think they're gonna make like a little square in their driveway of Laguna Seca?
Yeah, right.
Melt it back down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say green light on this only because of the fact that they're helping fund more amenities and paving of the track.
Good for them, bad for the red light for the people that buy it, but green light for the track for funding it.
Fair enough.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Red for the people don't have to do
Yeah,
it. Green,
you're buying
green for
that.
the people who are
I hope
making
you
money
really
off
love
of it.
that track.
Now, are
That's
they
crazy.
repaving the entire track?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they repave
I'm
the
curious
whole
if it'll change the.
Yeah, I'm curious if
the
it's
driving.
gonna change the corkscrew.
We'll see how it goes.
If they mill it down and add the same amount back, I guess it
I'm
would
glad
be
that
the,
it's making enough money that they
Same.
thought that they should repave it.
Yeah.
That's what's cool.
it's not shutting down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, shout out to a lot of those venues that are fully utilizing their tracks to do more than just track
Well,
days.
Laguna Seca is community owned.
Oh yeah, exactly. So like, well, it's cool because like, especially with a lot of the oval tracks, you can do concerts in the track. You can do EDM festivals.
Think about one of them at Barber.
Oh, dude, that would be an absolute riot. But it's cool because the fact they're utilizing all that space and that camping area and yada yada yada, and they're making a huge profit off of it to help put more into not only the workers but also into the track. You know, because I mean, like, look at Road Atlanta, for example. I mean, like, Road Atlanta didn't used to have a giant Michelin tower. Mm-hmm. Now it's got a Michelin tower with a rooftop bar. I mean, all these tracks are coming up and up.
The only thing I wish Road Atlanta would do, especially being a camper-friendly track, is just to update their bathrooms.
Please.
Oh,
Road
God.
Atlanta, please.
Oh, God.
They've been the
more
same since 1979.
I've been told that the most beautiful track facilities are Indianapolis. And I've been wanting to go to that track for a long time.
Oh, man. It's hard to beat Barber.
It is hard to beat Barber.
If it beats Barber, I'd be impressed.
I mean, but they don't have
VIR is good.
I've heard it's good too. I mean, at least Indy or VIR doesn't have a creepy statue of a lady in a water staring at you.
Oh yeah.
That is some bad. You think they sell that bath water?
Dude, could you,
Right? Yeah, they sell
Lady
that
old lady
bath
bath
water.
water.
Good old Barber bath water.
dude, when the lights are off, like when it's dark outside and you drive past that thing, it creeps you out.
Did you see all the little small bikes passing with the lights off?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We left out of there at dark time in the small bore alley, and them guys were just coming riding through the road dark, no lights.
They do not care.
And you wouldn't see them. You just hear them go meow.
I'm gonna go ahead and call. I'm gonna go ahead and call some people out if they're listening because we're already here. Might as well. If you were one of the small bore guys that decided, hey, that's a really cool statue on the hill. Let's ride our little small bore bikes up the hill and leave these big old ruts up to that said statue. Please don't do that.
You're talking about over there on that hill.
Yeah.
I seen that.
I was like,
said,
they're good massive ass ruts
I thought,
going
man,
up through
who's
there.
going
And
to
I'm
pay
like,
for that?
There was somebody up there just doing just holding it, doing a burnout up there in the mulch.
Dude,
On a Grom.
I want
I didn't
NASCAR
even know
to do.
about that.
I want
Yeah.
NASCAR to go to Barber
Do
really
not
bad.
do that at Barber, guys. Like, it's such a nice place. Let's keep it that way.
NASCAR at Barber would be intense.
That would be an amazing track. Could you
Where
imagine?
would you sit people?
Well, could you imagine 3 wide through the kink? Well,
Oh,
We
dude,
did.
look,
No, they
with
wrecked.
SUVs.
Hey, I went. I split the fits down the front straight, and then we had the Fiesta run off into the grass because it thought it was wrecking. Yeah, like I guess he ain't gonna afford
Dude,
all
his
the
car
car.
alarm was going off.
Yeah,
when you
the
passed
horns
it.
was going.
Yes.
He come out of what was it 15 or whatever it is, the last turn, and it just shut off
Oh,
and thought it was wrecking.
Yeah, it was weird.
Fiestas are known for doing that. Matt Gamble's Fiesta. He'll be going around track and he'll like jump the curbing at turn 3 and it'll call 911 on itself.
It
Holy
killed his
crap.
fuel pump. It,
Yeah.
it did like the fuel safety shut off thing, and that's what he had to fix it to come in.
Also, something else I wanted to bring up real quick before we get towards the end here. Spec tow rig.
what?
This was a thing that happened at Friday night,
Oh my god.
right before
Oh,
Gridlife did its testing.
If I wasn't getting ready for that,
So I just want you guys to know that there was about 10 tow vehicles, Tundras, Sequoias, F-250s, F-350s, all sorts of stuff.
the Bronco.
The Bronco, yep. We were all lined up, ready to go out on track, and behind us, we see like Supras and these unlimited time attack cars going out, getting ready to go out and do some testing.
They go out with you guys or no?
Right after.
Oh, okay.
I will say, they did let us, a few of us go too early when they weren't supposed to. So we got green flags, so we went. And sure enough, there's like Miatas and stuff still out on track. And so it's like me.
These people are probably like, what is going on?
It's the first time you almost never see the white flag out on track, which means slow moving vehicle. And I saw it and I was like, oh, there must be an emergency vehicle. I was like, wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute.
I'm the I'm the reason for the white flag.
It's me.
Yes, exactly. But we did, well, some of us did 3 or 4, but we mostly did 2 laps around Barber in our tow vehicles.
Hell yeah.
It's all mostly just a bunch of instructors, so we were not wheel-to-wheel racing.
The amount of body roll going into one or museum would be atrocious.
We were 3 wide through 6.
Oh,
Almost 4. Almost 4.
Oh man.
I may have jumped a curbing of 1
Sick.
super early, passing Eugene on the inside. Eugene drives an Escalade, and I'm in a Sequoia. It was a really dumb time. It was a really fun time.
That does sound fun.
Really dumb fun
That
time.
was like That's probably my favorite memory of Barber so far.
Was Houston still there to get pictures of that? Surely, I hope so.
I don't know for sure. I know I have some videos and
I'll say Jody got a video too.
yeah, Jody got a video. I got a couple videos. It was so much fun. Just everybody out ripping vehicles that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I'm jealous. We would have definitely had the QX out there.
We were all driving our vehicles like we didn't have to tow our race cars home.
Yeah, well, Jody's like, I was like, you better not drop no oil out there, Jody.
For real.
I know. You imagine one of those big pigs going out there and blowing up for
Yeah.
the practice session.
And then here we go.
Bro, you know how mad those guys would be?
12 quarts of diesel all over the damn place. Oh, God.
$10 a bag.
All of our brakes are starting to get pretty
Oh, I
soft
bet.
towards the end of the second lap.
2 laps? Yeah, it'd been enough.
It was a good time.
Especially those shitty 2-pot calipers on the QX. I wouldn't.
You only have 2 pots on the QX?
The front?
4 pots on the Sequoia.
Yeah, I know. I'm jealous as hell.
Dude, the brakes on my Cummins are huge. they're massive.
I'm gonna reach out to G-Log and see if they'll make pads for the Sequoia.
Get a pad shape.
I did find out they make HPSs for the QX, which will probably happen.
Get that tow package.
The big girl don't stop good.
But guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. Real quick before we leave, I just want to say thank you for 20,000 followers on Instagram. It's been a huge goal just to hit 10,000, and over the past 2 weeks, we have blown up like crazy. So thank you guys so much for the support on Instagram. Going over to TikTok too, we are getting ready to hit 10,000 on TikTok. So thank you guys so much for that. Thanks for tuning in to Spotify to the Touge Hour and listening. We will be back to YouTube uploading. You're about to see a back upload of a bunch of just stationary pictures for YouTube of the recent podcasts that we've done. We've been uploading strictly to Spotify, but I know a lot of you guys still like using YouTube to listen to your podcast entertainment. And we will be back doing videos here soon. We took a break because we were having some technical difficulties with some of our recording software and just trying to make sure that our equipment lasts the amount of time that we record. So we will be back to recording, having our beautiful faces back on the picture.
Especially Doug's.
Especially Doug's. We said that today, that Doug is probably the prettiest one.
I don't know how. I really don't. I'm the
It's
awesome.
the hair.
Pretty privilege
It's
of
the
it.
hair.
It's
the
only
hair.
the hair, guys.
It's the hair.
If I
It's
shaved
the
my
hair.
hair off, I'd be the ugliest motherfucker in here, dude.
Oh my god.
I'd also probably be the biggest around, too.
But big shout out to our sponsors.
Hey, that's a
Toge
good one to look
Motorsport, Eurospec, LLC, Jay's Little Track Days. Thank you guys so much. And next weekend, well, this weekend actually, tomorrow's Friday, we'll be heading down to Michelin Raceway.
Yes,
Atlanta. If
we
you guys
will
are going to
be-
be there, let us know. Message me on Instagram. Find us on one of the posts. And I guess we'll see you
Be
guys
there
down
instructing. So if anybody is out on track and wants a right seater,
Yep.
I will.
I was saying
got the
I'm
man.
already busy. Might as well double down.
I will also. Yeah, I will also be there in the 2.5 Miata.
Breaking in the maiden voyage.
That's right. Maiden voyage down, maiden voyage track day, and then back up.
See how well the cams hold up for that weld.
We'll see
Hey,
how
it
she
hasn't broke
does.
yet. All right.
you
and I-
weld?
So we had to weld a new trigger tooth onto the intake cam trigger wheel because it broke. It was broken in shipping.
Hey, get rid of them all.
But you'll have that on the big jobs, and I've beat the snot out of it on the Dragon a few times. So
Oh, yeah, send it.
allegedly,
We'll see by the next podcast. We'll see if this man's Miata has survived, or I mean, we knew going into this that something was probably going to break.
Yeah.
So it's going to be upsetting if it does break, but oh well, we'll fix it. But thank you guys so much for listening. Thanks for tuning into the Touge Hour on Spotify. Thanks for supporting us, and as always, keep hitting the pass. We'll see you next time.